It was one of those quiet mornings on my little patch of land in Willow Creek, the kind where the sun's just starting to warm the dew off the grass, and you're sipping coffee that's gone cold because you're too busy staring at the fields to care. I was leaning against the porch rail, minding my own business, when I saw Ida's shiny black Cadillac Escalade rolling up the dirt path to my barn, slow and deliberate, like it was hunting something. The vanity plate read HOA_boss, and I knew right then trouble had found me. Her name was Linda Harper, the iron-fisted president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, the kind of woman who'd fine you for breathing too loud if she could. She stepped out, blonde hair cut sharp as a razor, navy blazer pressed to perfection, clutching a clipboard like it was the Constitution. Her heels wobbled in the dirt as she stormed toward me. Eyes locked on my old tractor, Betsy, a 1968 John Deere, faded green, beat up but purring like a cat, parked neat behind my cedar fence. "Mr. Callahan," she snapped, not even looking at me. "That thing's an eyesore, violates HOA standards, and it's got to go." I set my mug down, slow, feeling the heat rise in my chest. "Linda, that tractor's on my land, not yours, and this plot's been exempt since the county redrew lines in '99. She didn't blink, just jabbed her pen at her clipboard. "The covenant says all visible equipment must match community aesthetics, and that rusty heap screams low class." I wanted to laugh, but it wasn't funny, not really. That tractor wasn't just metal. It was my dad's, rebuilt bolt by bolt with my son, Ethan, after my wife, Sarah, passed 3 years back. Cancer took her fast, and that machine was our therapy, our way of holding on her laugh, her love for this land. Linda didn't care about that. To her, it was a blight on her perfect little suburban kingdom. I crossed my arms. "Send me a formal notice, Linda." My lawyer loved to read it. Her lips twitched, that fake smile she used like a weapon. "You have 48 hours to move it, or we'll handle it ourselves." She spun on her heels, kicking up dust as she sped off, leaving me standing there, the weight of her words sinking in like a stone. See, I wasn't always part of this HOA nonsense. My land got swallowed up when Willow Creek expanded, rezoned without so much as a handshake. I fought it back then, but I was a widower with a kid to raise, bills piling up, so I let it slide. Big mistake. Now Linda was coming for Betsy, and it wasn't just about a tractor, it was about control, about erasing anything that didn't fit her vision of cookie-cutter lawns and McMansions. I walked to the barn, the smell of oil and hay hitting me like a memory. Ethan was still asleep in the loft, tools scattered from his late-night tinkering. That boy's got hands like mine, maybe better, and I knew one thing. We weren't letting Linda win this one. 2 days later, it happened. Ethan and I were in town grabbing feed for the chickens. Just a quick trip, maybe an hour. When we got back, I saw the tire marks first deep, ugly ruts carved through my side yard. My heart dropped. Betsy was gone, tarp ripped off, cinder blocks kicked over like they meant nothing. Ethan was already on his phone, pulling up the security cam we'd put up last summer. There it was, clear as day. 2 guys in a beat-up tow truck, no markings, hauling Betsy away like she was scrap. And there, off to the side, was Linda, arms crossed, nodding like a general who'd just won a war. No notice, no letter, nothing. I growled, pacing the porch. That's theft, plain and simple. Ethan zoomed in on the tow truck's plate, his jaw tight. "Got him," he muttered. "I'll track this down." I dug through every HOA paper we'd ever got, nothing about a seizure, no fines, no warnings. Just Linda's word, like she was judge and jury. Ethan looked up, eyes burning with that fire I hadn't seen since he was a kid standing up to bullies. "We calling the sheriff?" he asked. I shook my head. "She's playing dirty. Probably filed some fake paperwork to make it look legal. We don't fight her on her terms." He grinned, that sly look he got from Sarah. "Then we outsmart her." I'm thinking, what if her precious Cadillac became a tractor? I blinked. You're not serious. He leaned in, voice low. Oh, I'm dead serious, Dad. She wants to play games? Let's give her one she can't win. I should have stopped him, told him to cool it, but the truth is I was done being pushed around. Linda wanted sacrifices for her property values. Fine, let her sacrifice something. Ethan disappeared into the barn, sketching plans, pulling tools, and I knew he was cooking up something wild. That night, over dinner, I heard the welder spark, and for the first time in days, I smiled. This wasn't just my fight anymore, Ethan was in it, and that boy doesn't back down. A week later, I put on my good shirt and drove to the HOA meeting at the Willow Creek Community Center, a place that reeked of bleach and bad decisions. Linda sat at the head of the table, flanked by her board of yes-men, all in matching polos like some wannabe country club. I took a front row seat, feeling every eye in the room. When they called me up, Linda barely looked at me, tapping her iPad like I was an inconvenience. You stole my tractor, I said, voice steady but loud enough to echo. No notice, no hearing, just took it. She raised an eyebrow. Mr. Callahan, the HOA removed non-compliant equipment per subsection 4.2. I stepped closer. You trespassed on my land, Linda, and stole a machine that's legally mine. That's not a rule if that's a crime. The room went quiet, a few neighbors shifting in their seats. Linda's smile didn't budge. We acted on complaints, in the community's best interest. I laughed, sharp and bitter. The only complaint came from you, because Betsy doesn't fit your Pinterest board. Her jaw twitched, just a flicker, but I saw a tide hit a nerve. I want her back, I said. Or I'm filing with the sheriff and suing for property theft. She waved me off. The board will respond in 30 days. That's all. I walked out, feeling the eyes of neighbors on my back, not all hostile. Something was shifting. Back home, Ethan was in the barn, welding mask on, turning Linda's Cadillac legally ours, thanks to a mechanic's lien after she dodged a repair bill into something insane. He bought it from a buddy at the shop, all above board, DMV stamped. The SUV was now jacked up on monster tires, a plow blade welded to the front, and a hand-painted sign reading Linda's Lawn Enforcer. It was ridiculous, brilliant, and 100% legal. This stays on our land, Ethan said, wiping grease off his hands. Right where Betsy was, just visible enough to make her sweat. I shook my head, half laughing. You're going to start a war, kid. He grinned. She started it. The next morning, we rolled it out, parked it exactly where Betsy had been, complete with a slow-moving vehicle triangle and a laminated copy of the HOA bylaws, highlighted to show we'd broken no rules. By 9 a.m., Linda's golf cart patrol guy was gawking from across the street, snapping pictures. By 10, Linda herself was there, face red as a beet, clipboard shaking. What the hell is this? She yelled, pointing at the monstrosity. I sipped my coffee, calm as could be. Morning, Linda. That's our new tractor, legally registered, fully compliant. Ethan handed her a binder title, permits everything. She swatted it away. This is harassment. You vandalized my car. I stepped forward. No, ma'am. You lost that car when you didn't pay your bill. This is ours now, and it's staying right here. She was fuming, pacing, muttering about lawsuits and fines. You think this is clever? She hissed. You're mocking me. Ethan shrugged. Funny, we thought you were mocking us when you stole Betsy. The neighbors started gathering, whispering, some hiding smiles. Linda stormed off, but we knew she wasn't done. That afternoon, we emailed every resident in Willow Creek, using Linda's own leaked directory. We attached photos of her lawn enforcer, the security footage of Betsy's theft, and one question: if they can take my tractor, what's next for you? By nightfall, we had 50 replies, stories of Linda's petty fines, her bullying, her threats over everything from flower beds to kids' chalk drawings. The dam was breaking. Then came the sheriff, a guy named Tom I'd known since Sarah's funeral. He circled the tractor, paperwork in hand, and smirked. Linda says you're intimidating her. I laughed. She stole my tractor, Tom. This is just poetic justice. He flipped through Ethan's binder and whistled. You boys don't mess around. This is clean. Linda, watching from her porch, came charging over, demanding he tow it. Tom just shrugged. It's legal, ma'am, and it's on their land, not yours. She looked like she'd swallowed a lemon. Next came a city inspector, sent by Linda with some trumped-up claim about fluid leaks. He checked the tractor, found nothing, and admitted, this thing's cleaner than my truck. Then Linda tried her last trick, claiming our tractor was on HOA land. A county surveyor came out, mapped every inch, and handed me a report. Our property, clear as day, outside HOA control. That report went straight to the city, and suddenly, Linda was under investigation for filing false claims. Her empire was crumbling, and the neighborhood was waking up. The city hearing was packed, neighbors clutching folders of Linda's abuses fines for flags, birdhouses, even a kid's lemonade stand. I stood at the mic, voice steady. I'm Jack Callahan. My land was annexed without my say, and Linda stole my tractor, my family's heart, without a shred of legal right. She's not protecting this community, she's ruling it. Ethan showed the proof. Permits, surveys, even Linda's fake citation. Then the neighbors spoke a mom fined for a Christmas wreath, a vet harassed over his flagpole, a retiree who lost a rose garden to Linda's tape measure. The final blow was an audit showing Linda funneled $50,000 to her cousin's fake landscaping company. The mayor called a vote. HOA board dissolved, Linda suspended. The room erupted, not in cheers, but in relief, like we'd all been holding our breath for years. The next day, Betsy came home on a flatbed, scuffed but whole. Neighbors stopped by, not to fight, but to build new bylaws, a fair HOA, a community that listened. Ethan ran for the board and won, promising no one would feel helpless again. We parked Linda's tractor next to Betsy, a reminder of what happens when you push too far. That fall, we threw a harvest festival, no permits, just music, pies, and kids climbing on tractors. As the bonfire crackled, I felt it not just victory, but belonging, something Linda could never take. But here's the thing. Linda's gone quiet, her house dark, her power broken. Yet I can't shake the feeling she's out there, plotting, waiting for a chance to strike back. Maybe I'm paranoid, or maybe I know people like her don't just vanish. What do you think? Did we go too far, or was this justice? Drop a comment, tell me your stories. Ever had an HOA bully try to run your life? How'd you fight back? Let's talk.